So today, just for a recap, the reason I'm doing these live lessons is to give you a realistic view of what to expect, okay? Because a lot of stuff you see on the internet will give you false expectations of what's achievable in a session, okay? So yes, that's all our goals, but we've got to work towards those things. You know, most times 80–90% of the videos you'll see on the internet will be pretty well either a prepared horse or a finished product or has been edited. Okay, so this is live, which is great for you guys to see what can go wrong, but it's also, you know, it's a risky thing for an instructor to do, because there's going to be a lot of opinions on, say for my old horse here, for him limping because of his arthritis. You know, he's 23 years old, he's done a lot of miles, and it's actually better for him to have some mental stimulation, even with a little bit of a limp, as long as it's not causing him too much pain, to get out there and get some exercise. For those of you who have ever had to have physio or something like that, yes, it hurts, but it's good for you. Those sort of exercises are okay. I've got my other horse here, Hope, my big red mare, and no, she's not unfriendly, and she's got what we think is an abscess in her front right. So, and it's coming up to our wet season now, so the grass is even worse. So she'll probably stay in for a while. Anyhow, so I can't bring her out today because. And not that I would today anyway, because it's too bad today, but sometimes horses have to work through that physical pain, okay, as long as it's good for them. It's not going to be good for her, it is going to be good for him, and he's actually getting better in each lesson we do. So even though his arthritis will never go away in his front right, yeah, same leg. His is a DNA thing. That pain won't go away, but what does happen if you start to compensate, for anybody, humans and horse, if you compensate too much with one part of your body, another part of your body will get sore. So a little bit of exercise is important. So light duties, we call it. So he's on light duties, but he does need to do something. Also, the mental stimulation is great for the horses. They really need that mental stimulation, which means they've got to be thinking their way through their tasks. Okay. So that recaps that. That's why we're doing that. So we won't see Hope out here today doing the practice. I could walk her around there, but I feel mean doing it because it's not making her better. It's actually all it's doing is causing discomfort, and it might put a resistance in my training down the track. So my goal for this was to stand in the centre, get my horse to go out to a corner marker, turn around and come back. And I should be able to do walk, trot, canter transitions wherever I like, because it's not an automatic pattern that I want to put in my horse. I want something that I'm in charge of and that he doesn't take over. He's gone, see, he's got his own opinions. So he's going to see his mate. So it's important that you keep him thinking all the way through things. Now, Major's at the stage now, and I'll show you guys, he can do walk and trot. I've got to be careful not to do too tight a turn because he's a bit limpy, and I don't want to get a heap of feedback on my post about being cruel to horses. Okay, so he does need to exercise. It's just, sorry, I'm checking my horse's poo. Is that a wrong thing? The green picker's upsetting their stomachs, so it's just started raining here again after our dry season. It's kind of a painful time of year. So I'll get him out there. I won't do too tight a turns, and we'll get him out and see how he's going. But he's getting at the stage now where he's starting to do it too easy, and I'd need to either take it up to something else, do more transitions. The reason I'm doing transitions and turns, it's only two things you can do with your horse, remember, to do the turn. So he does a nice turn, mainly with his forequarter when he goes around, so he uses his hindquarter. Then when he goes into a departure, he can use his hindquarter and lift himself. I'm trying to develop some riding muscles in the horses by doing this. If you do it badly, just have the horse go around here, spin its hind out on its and go on its forehand through there and then have trouble getting up in the transition, that's all because your horse isn't using its back and its hind quarter. You need to do exercises with your horses that develop riding muscles. Just remember, they're not meant to be ridden if they got no good riding muscles, which is strong backs, good hind quarters, know how to balance themselves. And pulling on the reins doesn't balance them. Okay, so I'll go grab my horse and I'll show you this little pattern here. But really, I'll let you in on a bit of a secret. This, we're going to have a couple of weeks off because I can't ride Major because he's too old and arthriticy and it wouldn't be fair. And I don't know whether you can see, but his back's just lost a lot of muscle over the years. And he hasn't done a lot in the last few years. So that's, life gets in the way sometimes. So this, my big horse, that'll be the one I'll be riding, but I can't, she's too sore at the moment, so she'll probably need a couple of weeks off. But my goal was to be able to do this here, is what we call a saddling procedure. So a saddling procedure, my goal, bareback and bridleless, turns and transitions. Okay, that's what I want. Walk, trot, canter, whatever I want, sitting up there with no reins and no saddle. Sound cool? So that's my preparation here, and what I'm doing in this little Liberty prep here is I want to do my saddling procedure because I'm going to put a bareback pad on my horse's back, so my bone muscles, my butt bones, I'll get it right in a minute, don't stick in my horse's back, okay, into their muscles. So I'll put a little pad over there, but no stirrups, no reins. Sounds like fun? Could be dangerous. So, which is always fun for the blokes out there, you know, the risk of death and blood is always exciting. So, we'll go out here, and I want to be able to ride that horse out there. So that's my goal long term, but here I'll show you where Major's at. That's the stage he needs to go to now, but I won't be doing that with him. Okay, so I'll go get him because he looks like he's going to sleep. So, oh, is this the chickens? You let the chickens out? Okay, they just come to do the dishes. Okay, come on, buddy. All right, over here. Back to the middle. No chasing the chickens. It's, one problem with a horse who likes chasing cows is they like chasing chickens and dogs. Well, you know it's an authentic video when the chickens come in and interrupt. Okay, so I want to do I'm just hooking him on here, so I'm just getting him around the centre, and I want him to flex through his body, point his nose in the right direction, all the stuff we do when we ride our horse, without me having to ask him with my inside leg here, my body. Oh, I forgot to mention, that's a couple of points I wanted to point out. I'll just do a change of direction while I babble on. Good job, mate. This is blindside, just for those of you who haven't heard that. So he can see about 70-80%. He's only peripheral vision out of this eye here. When he was a young horse, well, he was 6, and he was having a roll in a paddock that had been burnt off, and got a stick stuck in his eye, which was kind of disappointing. But some days he's blind in both eyes and deaf as well. But my wife Meredith says I'm the same. All right, so that's all nice. Good job, mate. Did you do the other side? You did, didn't you? Okay, we're going to take this up to a trot. I'll do it on his good side first. So the thing I was going to point out was we need to, when we're training our horses, we need to use position before pressure. So here I'm walking towards that hind with my stick, yes, and I want that nose to come around. Okay, so it's a hind quarter yield. Lateral flexion through forward movement. It will give you a vertical flexion down the track. That's just a tip for you. I want you to ponder that one. Okay, we're going to go up a transition, lift my body life, same when you ride. Change my rhythm. I could trot up and down, and off he goes. Go out a bit wider, mate. I'll I'll come with you. Come on, Limpy. Come on, that's better. Alright, change of direction. Hind quarter yield, get my stick out of the way. Back here, position, open up. Okay, so it's always giving your horse somewhere to go. Okay, take it up, mate. You can go big, go bigger, go bigger. See, he's getting better. You should have seen him the first week. Oop, he just ran off. Alright, change directions, mate. We won't do too much. Good. I taught him once to come into a canter and to put his head there for a rub on the head. It was a demonstration we were doing. I found out it's not a really good idea because he'd come in and he'd come running at me and he started to pull his ears back. So I stopped doing that technique. You know, so sometimes those little tricks you add in there can come back and get you. Okay. You ready? So I'm going to go to this marker. So you might need to go back a bit, Liam. Just there. Yeah, there's good. Okay. And then I'm going to go to the one next to you. So you need to be in the middle of that gate there. Yep, not back too far. That way. I'm just coaching my cameraman. This is my son, Liam. He's been my photographer many times. I should call him Pivo. Well, Pivo's a tracking device that people use, and they stick their phones in there. You dodge that. Hind quarter yield, slacker. Yes, you can trot. Now his favourite one, right over near his horse and the gate. That's his girlfriend. Get out, don't you do that. You're supposed to be showing him what you can do. Trot again. Maybe this time. Around there. Keep going, keep trotting, mate. Don't you dodge that. Look, he's making me come out of my centre. And here he'd probably canter, but I'm not going to canter him. Here I'm going to transition him. No, you said transition. And this side this time. Now that one. Don't you transition. Oh, it's making me come a long way from my centre marker today. No, I didn't ask for that. Try that again. No trotting. So this is what I mean. So yesterday we did, in our practice session, we did it all at trot. And today he's thinking, do it all at trot. So it comes a time when you've got to go, you know what, we've got to change this game. He's at that stage. Sorry, mate, it was bad steering on my part. Okay, out wide on this side so he can see me. Yeah, I know you. So his nose tips and then his body goes. Nah, I didn't say trot. Yeah, keep walking. Try this one. No, not her. Position. Position again. I'm walking towards that barrel. There, I threw my string out there. Just to say I will run out there. Don't you trot. Oh, I saw you trot. I know what you're thinking. Alright. Hind. One more time past his girlfriend. Funny thing, they used to hate each other. Don't you trot. Right. Keep coming. Thank you. All right. So it's going pretty good. You can see there we're at the stage. You wait there, mate. You can see we're at the stage where if we do too much more of that, it just becomes an automatic process and a trick. And that's exactly what I don't want you guys doing. I want you to get your horses thinking their way through things. If they do a transition and you didn't ask for it, then you ask them for a transition down. You're going to get some communication happening it's great for your relationship between you and your horse. So come on in a little bit, Liam. Okay, there's good. Okay, so we'll wind it up there. So my goal is I want to get this bareback and bridleless with my big horse. I'm going to put the bareback pad on. I'm going to do this as my warm-up to get my horse travelling. I may even do that jump over there. Can you see that jump there? Okay, because we like when we put a cinch on or a girth, we like our horses to stretch by themselves. So warm them up, do a jump or a canter, anything that stretches, okay, before you hop on. It's a nice way to warm your horse up. So I'll be able to do my saddling procedure, my bareback pad saddling procedure. Anyhow, so I'll get some more practice in on that. But then the next lessons that you'll be watching will be me hopping on my horse using this, because I'm 61 years old and it's too hard to jump that high anymore. And I used to, but you know, I've got video footage. So there's we'll hop on gently, check my rein positions, check my steering, my brakes, and try to do some turns and transitions. So that should be exciting. On my big red horse, she's great, because I really wanted to show you guys this, but until she got into too much pain, was she would express herself by pulling her ears back and pointing her nose at me when she didn't want to do something. She thought I was being too bossy or didn't cut a fair deal. So you'll be able to see that when I ride her. So I better cut a fair deal when I'm sitting on her bareback and bridleless, because she goes fast. And she can jump. This fence is nothing. Okay, so thank you everybody. I hope you picked up some tips there about position before pressure, offer, release, try to give direction before you ever apply any discomfort, and do it visually before you do it physically. There's a whole series of things. If you want to study more on it, of course, go to Quantum Savvy's website and join up as a member. We'll coach you through on the foundations to do this. But meanwhile, I'll see you in a few weeks when my horse is better, and I'll keep you posted on the Quantum Savvy website. Thanks, guys.